The following is an encore presentation of new expressions.
And it's a beautiful Friday morning here on 94.9 Remington Coast, based on the beautiful New South Wales coast of Australia, on the number one rated something. And I can't remember how we do that. Craig, was the number?
I'll give it to you
in
a
a
second.
second. What is it? In a second? Okay.
I'll just hold off for a moment.
Okay.
I just need to take a moment to take a pot shot at the news because we've relapsed again.
Yes.
We're having a sports report that's talking about a sport that's not a sport, AFL. And we
Collingwood.
Can you please mute that other other microphone? Just mute it.
There you go. It's been muted.
Well, I have my rant and say we're in New South Wales. We listen to NRL and we listen to football, real football. That is the round ball where we have the World Cup on at the moment, and that's what the news should focus on, and not the AFL.
Okay, now in this corner we have Richard Harris. Go for it.
He muted me.
Collection of people running into each other. AFL, a beautiful game.
There we all are.
As spoken by a real Taswegian. There we go. In the studio, Reverend Richard Harris from Terrigal United. Great to have you back with us, mate.
It's excellent to be here.
And an AFL supporter through and through.
Collingwood even.
There we go. There we go. Because Tassie doesn't have an AFL team, does it?
No. Have you watched the ABC show on that?
No.
No, it's fed.
Is that there is a show?
Yeah, look, because there's a stadium. They're about to get a team.
Oh, really?
Tasmania is getting a team.
My.
But to get a team, they've got to put a stadium there.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which could actually send the state broke. But look, you know.
Well, sport unites people, and there's something else.
They've got Bellerive, haven't they? That's a stadium.
AFL refuses to accept the ones that are there.
Okay, yeah.
Look,
as they do.
It's a whole thing.
Well, the other thing is that football, Australia doesn't have a home of football, as in for soccer, the real football.
Yeah, the round ball.
And they're advocating because you need a stadium, and we don't have a venue or a stadium. Like, we've got stadiums all around the country, but apparently that doesn't work for football either. Who knew?
You need an enclosed one, so you can play year round. You can host whatever. You need you need an enclosed one.
Just get one of those inflatable bubbles to go up over the top of one for a day or two.
That'll work. Yeah, that's got to be more cost effective than building a multi-billion-dollar facility. But anyway.
Yep.
I love AFL. I'm sorry. If I grew up in this country and didn't play basketball, I'd play AFL. I love AFL.
Right, we can no longer work together.
Honestly,
you're just hearing the last ever episode of New Expressions.
Honestly, that big field of green.
Here we were.
You just want to run it. Are you kidding me?
What were we? The highest rated Christian radio program on the New South Wales Central Coast between the hours of 10 and 11 on a Friday.
True.
And
fantastic.
Yeah, isn't that fantastic? Did you know that you were coming on the highest rated Christian radio program on the New South Wales Central Coast
That's
between the
also
hours
true.
of 10 and 11 on a Friday? No. Well, you do now.
I feel privileged.
That's a definite true.
Anyway, this is the last episode because Evan wants to be an AFL player.
Honestly, the first time I saw that game, I had no idea what it was. We were on a road trip.
I still have no idea
I can't remember where we
was.
were. I think we're in Wollongong. I'm not sure. We're on a road trip, and my teammate, who was two in a room, was going out to get breakfast, and I woke up and the TV's on, and I'm looking at it sideways. I'm thinking, what am I watching? And he took a mark. I didn't know what a mark was then, but he took a mark and he kicked this guy in the back, landed on the field. I jumped out of bed like, oh my gosh, what is this?
Yeah. If you go and watch a live game, you should always go high in the stands.
You can get the whole action. Thank you. I mean, you can see what's going on across. See, it's a game of athleticism and strategy.
Okay,
that's what I like about it.
It is. Stop now.
Oh,
Stop
man.
Now.
Give me that ball and let me
Stop
run.
now.
Catch me if you can. Jackrabbit Slim. Seriously, I'd play that game. Wouldn't have a problem with it.
I'm outnumbered. I'm heartbroken. Tomorrow is the Socceroos going to be playing
Indeed.
for the next round. We're up against Egypt. It's going to be spectacular. We will be awake at probably about 3:45. I think we won't get up at 3, but we'll watch the
I thought it was 5 a.m. to start.
No, 4.
It's 4.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's very early.
Yeah, very early. Worth it. It'll be fantastic. And go Socceroos. But anyway, back to where we brag solidly on King Jesus
goals.
rather than do the sport report. It is New Expressions. It is where we brag solidly on King Jesus for an hour. And, we just have a brilliant time of doing that with a senior leader in the body of Christ today. It's Reverend Richard from down the road at Terrigal.
Yes.
It's not really that terrible, is it?
No.
Why do they call it terrible?
Terrigal. It's a
Terrigal.
fabulous part of the world.
It's very popular. Tourist spot, isn't it?
I know.
People that actually want to go visit.
And the whales at the moment.
Oh, brilliant!
They're breaching
It's the
everywhere,
season.
aren't they?
Everywhere.
There you go.
I know.
The other day, I have a little boat, and I was out about a week and a half ago. They were everywhere out there.
Yeah,
Really
wow.
everywhere.
How stunning! How stunning!
yeah.
that's a good thing because I actually haven't heard the conversation about that this time round. In north to Queensland, they want to get nice and warm and toasty, and so that's where all the activity is. And always, I mean, I suppose probably in the morning brekkie program or something, Mick might have been talking about it, but I haven't just dialed in on the fact that now's the time. So
Yeah, look, every
Whales
year
everywhere.
they normally get a Guernsey in my prayers of praise when they start coming past.
Come on. It talk about the glory of God, right? In His creation, it shouts. Oh, it was in the prayer room on Tuesday night. And one of the saints, actually, the associate pastor at Grace, Chrissy.
Oh, yes.
Pastor Chrissy. She was talking about. She'd been watching some of the David Attenborough sort of documentaries and so on.
Yeah.
And she's just gobsmacked at a guy who doesn't recognise Christ in the creation. Right? You're going, sorry, you are capturing some of the most extraordinary, beautiful, God-glorifying, take your breath away aspects of creation.
Oh. Well, actually, on my sermon on Sunday just gone, I was mentioning how, like, if you go 400 years ago, science was a branch of theology because it was actually exploring what God had made.
Yeah.
Therefore, and I still see science as a branch of theology.
And
It's
rightly
just
so. Rightly
opening
so.
up what God has done.
Excellent.
And
Yeah.
enjoying the delight of God's creation and God still creating.
Yeah. And New South Wales Central Coast is one of the most awesome places to do that.
Fantastic.
And you're talking about what's happening off the coast. We were talking over coffee about what's happening on the coast. You know, we've got some spots here in the Duralong Valley and the Wattagans and whatever.
Yeah.
Some beautiful locations of God the Father's creation.
The other day I saw some lyrebirds as I was heading on,
What?
and they are just beautiful.
Where were you?
animals.
Whereabouts?
At the Wattagans.
In the Wattagans. Yeah. Oh,
Just spectacular animals.
that is spectacular.
Yeah.
There you go, lyrebirds, and
Whoa.
some city folk are going, what's that?
Well, you're speaking my top engineer's love language.
Is that right?
Yeah, she's got some stunning photos of nature and birds specifically. Yeah. She's got
Okay.
a good keen eye. Janine does. Yes.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, they are beautiful animals.
Yeah, capturing that, being part of that, being in that space. In fact, we were talking about, there was a couple of weeks ago that we had Danny and Claire on from New Expressions,
Yes,
which talk about a theology of creation. It was a magnificent segment. My wife Danny, and she's got an equine therapist who's Claire, who's from Narrow Valley Baps, who's partnered up with her, and they're doing some wonderful work in that space. It was a great conversation, and they were, we were talking about the platypus off air as well, and having a station where we've got a viewing platform now where we're conserving and working on the creek through the property and making sure that's all well looked after, well stewarded.
Have you actually seen the platypus yet?
Yeah. We've naturally seen the rippling and the activity, but the cameras are showing
picking them up.
Is showing them. Yeah,
Because they are beautiful. There's a couple of spots that I've been. One is up in Queensland in the hinterland, in from Cooktown area.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
Okay,
and there was some platypus up there, and it was just gorgeous.
Yeah,
They are, and I in Tassie when I grew up, like we used to have a platypus in our dam on the family farm, and if you just snuck over the hill at the right time, you could see it ploughing around on the place.
Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah.
They're shy as because they'll disappear as quick when they're aware.
And they eat all your yabbies.
Yeah, right.
I know, it's very disappointing. You can't get a yabby out of a dam once the platypus has been living there.
See, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And that's pretty helpful because our dams where I grew up in Mudgee were full of yabbies. So obviously no platypus kicking around there.
Oh, fantastic, particularly in a pasta.
Yes,
a bit of garlic.
I agree. We used to fish them out all day, every day on the school holidays.
We're officially a food show now, aren't we?
Yeah, as well.
We can get the whole lot.
No. We're a creation show. We're part of the. So here's the work of the gospel, right? And talking to a senior leader in the church, the work of the gospel is the ministry of reconciliation. And the ministry of reconciliation is because Christ is reconciling all things, and my friend Bradley Jerzak would say, so that includes all people, right?
Yes.
And so there is a work of the Spirit where all of creation, all things and all people are being reconciled to the Father.
Yes.
We get to participate in that.
Absolutely.
And that's a good day,
Yeah.
I reckon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that ministry of reconciliation, and it shapes the way that we view the world, because
Yep.
we should be caring for what God has created. We should be embracing it and nurturing it. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Common Grace, have you?
Yes.
Yes. One of the members of my congregation is involved in Common Grace, and she's actually going to give the church. Have you seen those scarves with the gradients of in climate change?
No.
You might see them on some. Common Grace actually gives them to a number of our politicians.
Right.
They're a scarf that actually shows. So the knitting, you actually knit the different seasons of. I think it's over the last 100 years. You can actually track the warming of the climate.
Right.
And so they actually have this colour
like
change through the scarf.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Yeah, she's going to be sort of talking a little bit about that.
How about that? So,
Never heard of it before.
I know they're quite a significant movement.
Common Grace, really good to have a look at.
No, the scarves.
I hadn't heard of that either.
No, the scarves.
Yeah.
So you'll jump in on their website, you'll probably find some
You'll
stuff.
often see if some of our politicians will actually wear them on occasions. So a number of the people from Common Grace give them to people in significant positions like politicians, inviting them to wear them at moments when we're discussing issues around climate and stuff like that. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
And, we again, over coffee earlier, we were talking about the importance of stewarding creation and the Father's creation that He's given us to enjoy. And I think there's sometimes my wife in particular, is in that space, will be in a workshop or a local learn services program or something like that, and be very diligently looking to do best she can with the parcel of land that she's responsible for. And sometimes that space there'll be a surprise by people that some Christians have actually waded into the location. And it's like, oh, wow, you're surprised that we would care for the creation that we're in. And I think that in itself is a little alarming,
It is. Because, let's face it, the creation stories themselves, that is really, I read that as God playing at play when making. If you look at the creation story, there's a sense of delight when God is making it, and look, God separated the waters and it was good.
Yeah.
God put the animals there and the birds in the sky and it was good. There's that sense of delight and play from God.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
And I think it's probably the big issue that I've seen is we get a bit funny about is the dominion word, and some who've taken that to mean we get to dominate the creation.
Yes.
And the proper understanding is that we get to
Stewardship.
that creation.
To care, nurture, love what God has done.
Yeah. And lovely that there's some work being done in that space. I think is a lot to be done. But it's interesting. It was only a few weeks ago that we featured the Equine Connections program, and particularly hearing a theology around creation and about even to do with the way in which Christ reconciling His creation includes the beasts in the field, and in the context that we were talking about, horses, in the context that you're in, cattle, as well, and the other context that you happen to be in, which is humans.
Shepherding a flock.
That's it.
Yeah.
How long have you been at Terrigal Uniting now?
Been over 15 years now.
Wow.
I know.
Wow. I know a whole heap of people who give thanks to God for that.
Oh, look, I'm delighted to be able to play there.
Yeah, it's beautiful. And I have the privilege of being in and out of there a little bit, and know some of the saints there who adore you as their senior leader, which I think is wonderful.
I adore that community. They're a fantastic community. They draw the best out of the people that they're with.
Yeah. And such a beautiful Christ honouring community. It seems to me that it's evident in the saints that they're very prayerful people who utterly love Jesus and love to see his kingdom revealed on the earth.
Yeah, and how do we serve our community around us as we share the good news of Christ is a really important aspect of what we hold on to.
Well, I reckon we ought to jump into some of that on the other side of the break, because I want to touch up, turn back to or capture again where things are up to with some of the activities out of Terrigal Uniting. And one of those ones which has been featured a few times is the Repair Cafe, and so I'm keen to hear how things are progressing in that front. I know that you've got your finger in pies with missions activities around the world as well as locally, and some of your team are involved in the schools as well, and it seems like there's a beautiful collection of life around Terrigal Uniting, including the bush setting that you have.
It's a great
and the pizza
spot.
oven that you have.
Tasty. We can go back to the cooking school again.
Nations here, 94.9 Raymond Central Coast New Expressions. My host, Craig Stevens, and I guess this one in the Right Royal Bishop Malloy, something Right Reverend Almighty Richard Harris.
You can just call me Sir.
Oh, yes, Sir Harris. There you go.
No,
Yes.
Sir Richard.
Sir Richard?
It's already taken, actually.
Is it?
Well,
Yeah.
Mr. Branson managed to get that.
Oh,
and
yes.
probably a few before him.
Yeah,
But
no, I think there's a couple of them out there.
Yes.
very British name, Richard, I think.
It is.
They had a king, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
Or two, or three, or eight. I don't know.
I think it means strong ruler. You know how the sort of each name
yeah,
has a
yeah,
meaning?
yeah.
Yeah, strong ruler. I failed to try and live up to my name. But
No, I beg to differ.
Well, not in Terrigal, no. So,
Yeah,
you wanted to go somewhere before we left. You wanted to explore something.
Well, yeah, I mean, because the honour of having the senior leader at Terrigal Uniting with us, one of the things that I know that you invested in as making a difference in your community, looking to serve your community, was an idea that some of my friends had been involved in with you, is the Repair Cafe.
Yeah.
And like for listening audience that may be joining in might go, well, what's a Repair Cafe?
yeah. Look, we've talked about it here a few times on the radio.
Yeah.
It's for us, it's a really great way to connect with our community, and we have a bit of an environmental flavour, so it's about how do we make sure that stuff doesn't go to landfill as quickly as it sometimes does.
Yeah.
And so if people want things fixed and repaired, we try and work with them on repairing things.
Yeah, great.
Of course, there's stuff that's way beyond us because we're sort of volunteers having a go.
Yeah.
A good example, on last weekend was our Repair Cafe for this month.
Yep.
For last month. It's the last Saturday of the month. And someone brought in a knitting machine. Have you ever seen those knitting machines?
Yeah.
I haven't.
I have, yeah.
And so it was a knitting machine that had a few problems. They are an engineering marvel. And what they used it for is apparently they knit hats for the hospital.
Oh, wow.
And so you sort of put the wool in and then you sort of twist a handle and there are levers and things fly around all over the place and it knits. But they were having a bit of trouble with it. And so
is it electrical?
No. What?
Purely mechanical?
I don't know. My parents used to have one.
Okay.
And theirs was mechanical.
Yeah,
I don't know
sure,
if this one was electrical or mechanical.
Righto.
Ours, the one that I know of was mechanical. You twisted a handle and it sort of spun around.
Wow.
But yeah, you could sort of knit cylindrical things with it.
Right.
And so they were knitting hats with it for the hospital apparently. And so we had someone spend an hour or so with them just repairing it and getting it going again. And sort of that serves the community in so many ways. The person was caring for others in what they were doing, and we were able to help them in getting it back up and running.
Amen.
So we do all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
We sort of help people with knitting, sewing.
And that's what I like about it. I mean, the whole church has talents, gifts, and abilities that were given to us.
Yeah.
And not just for ourselves. And we tend to use them just for ourselves, but we can donate that time someplace else. That's part of the tithe. But you were talking over here about dominion beforehand last time, that people get it wrong. It's stewardship. Well, see, that helps. That's part of stewardship as well.
Absolutely.
And that's where I like when a church gathers its ecosystem, because you have one, whether you choose to acknowledge it or not, and put it to good use for the community.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, how many mechanics are in your churches? How many dentists? How many, whatever, librarians? I don't know, but you all have a gift.
Yes.
And someone is in need of that gift. And if you don't ask.
Yeah. And so we've got people coming in, and we've got people volunteering from the community that are not a part of our church now, but it's wonderful to have them along. We've got a lady that was really enjoying coming to the Repair Cafe and was bringing some clothes to sew and stuff.
Yeah.
And she said, I do bookbinding. Do you mind if I sort of set up a table and do bookbinding?
There you go.
What?
So
Yes.
she's helping people with old books that need their covers repaired and all that kind of stuff, and she's doing that as a part of our Repair
I
Cafe.
want to see that.
Amen.
Oh, look, I brought along.
I want to see that. Like, how do
Stephanie,
you...
back to the cooking show. Stephanie Alexander's cook's
There you go.
companion. Yeah, the cover's almost fallen off it. So I brought that into her the other day, and she's working on it over the next month.
There you go.
Yeah.
See, I love that. It's just take a leaf out of Craig's love language. Well, Craig's thing, which has since infected me as well.
Taking my leaves
It's just
out of
love.
my things.
It's love. Love is the only thing that just, if you give it, it multiplies.
Yes.
You give it, it multiplies. And look at that. That's a perfect example of multiplication.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
my goodness.
So, yeah, she's there. So we've got people that play with bookbinding. We've got people that do sewing. We've got people that do small mechanical stuff. We've got someone that will teach you how to sort of restore rusty tools. We've got knife sharpening and tool sharpening. Oh. And then I pull out my pizza oven. You know, we crank up the pizza oven and we sort of do pizzas for anyone that wants a pizza or a bit of morning tea.
See, I've been a couple of times, but I've been there for, the need of every man.
Pizza.
No, sewing.
Oh, yeah.
The need of every man.
He just had both of us then, because of course the answer was pizza.
Yeah, it was.
You just went with sewing. You're a funny man. Anyway, I'm back at the whole knife sharpening thing. So last night in the kitchen, right, every man for themselves. I think the two younger ones are in chicken schnitzels there. my bride's whipping up a fantastic salad with a dressing that was just extraordinary. And our eldest is making his steak, because he only eats steak, and that's all he eats. Well, eggs as well, steak and eggs.
Good man.
And then he
Protein
mixes
in all
that up
its
with
forms.
I like him.
more steak.
Yeah.
And other eggs as well as steak. And he's having a bit of a fit because there isn't a sharp knife in the house. Like, every knife in our house is blunders. He's like, have a look at this, and he's sort of dragging it across his arm or whatever. It's like, it couldn't cut anything if you tried.
Send him along the last Saturday of the month.
That's what I think. I'm going to bundle him up with every knife in the house. It must be 37
Off you
knives.
go.
Yeah, I'll just bring a few. Yeah, but send him along. We'll give him a machine. He can do them all.
Oh, there you go. Oh, happy days. Oh, Judah, I hope you're listening. Book yourself in for the last
Saturday of the month.
at
10 till
Terrigal
1.
Uniting, and we'll have every knife in the house sharpened up again. There we go. Problem solved, and it's only 10:31 on the New Expressions program. Well, it is the highest rating Christian radio program on the New South West Central Coast.
True.
Between the hours of 10 and 11 on a Friday morning. Who knew?
And that's also true.
Reverend Richard from Terrigal Uniting with us. We're hearing about the Repair Cafe, and so that's a gig that's on at the end of the month every Saturday.
Yeah,
end of the month.
Yep.
And so that's, what are we in now? You just done?
We've just starting into July, so it'll be
end of July. Yeah,
another 4 weeks away.
3 weeks, and then and show up and bring your stuff. Push bikes. I think you were doing some repairs.
Yeah,
on
we've got a
pushes as
person
well.
that helps out with push bikes, and it depends. It's really strange. 1 week, the sewers will be flat out.
All right.
And then the next week, the knife sharpener will be flat out. Like, it's, I don't know what
Ebbs
it
and
is.
flows.
Yeah, it does. It
Now
seems
that
like the
we've
rest of
promoted the
society goes,
sharpening,
we should all bring knives.
Well, when I show up, the sores are flat out.
Yeah,
Yes.
well, they nearly are every week, actually.
And when does the pizza start coming out?
Look, about 10, 15.
There you go. Earliest pieces.
Yeah.
In front of the queue.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the coffee is before that, correct?
Yes, they are. They're on.
It's there. So you're running from what to what? 10 to?
So from 10 o'clock till about 1 o'clock.
Till about 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
So it's not an all-day thing. It's just 3 hours.
Just 3 hours. Yeah. And realistically, by sort of 12:30, we're starting to wind down. We start to pack up the pizzas. But, if there's... Depends if we've run out of the dough by that time.
Oh, that's true. You got to have your dough ready.
Yeah.
Like, I would encourage every church out there to actually look at that.
Yeah.
To seriously look at putting that together. And I know your first thought is, well, how we'll let people know. We'll let people know. Let us know you're doing it, and we'll shout it from the mountaintops. Yeah. Because I think it's a wonderful service to the community.
It is.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's one of the ways in which you're serving community.
Yep. Yeah. And we have our permaculture patch, which is like a community garden based on permaculture, that they're up there and they sort of play at the top of our property. And they actually bring some of their vegetables and stuff down to the repair cafe for people to sort of come and barter with them and take a few away. Yeah.
Excellent.
What does that look like? In like a few garden beds or?
Yeah. Look, when we initially set it up, we put it on a patch of the land that we just couldn't use for anything much. And so they took it over and they've got a few garden beds and a bit of a bank that they put pumpkin vines and things on that, so they've just sort of set it up with, I don't know, it's probably, probably half of a backyard worth of space.
Yeah, fantastic. A good use of that space because it's a steep area, isn't it?
Yeah, so there's a little level patch that they put things on as well, and they've got a whole heap of stuff up there. And now they've got a little herb garden down near the church as well, so that people can grab some herbs. And when the pizzas are on,
I was going to say you got some basil, I suppose. You're going to throw in some.
Well, yeah, at the right time of year. This time of year, it's some of the more rosemary kind of stuff that we're raiding out of there.
Nice, yeah,
that kind of thing.
There's the lamb roasters on it this kind of year. Time of year, isn't it?
No, we're back to a cooking show again.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Well.
Yeah, there's a reason that.
Yeah, so we do that kind of thing. Yeah, so the permaculture patch is going really well. They're doing. Is
that a space where kind of community members might want to just?
Yeah, yes, anyone from the community that wants sort of to do some gardening with a few other people, and so there's not a huge number. I think it's about 13 to 15 people that go up there that meet there on a Saturday morning, and
that's a huge enough number.
Yeah,
to get in and do some,
do a bit of gardening and pick some beans.
And you also have a bit of space, would I call it an outdoor chapel?
We've got the bush chapel at the top of our property, which I love that space.
Yeah, serene.
Yeah.
And
so Burrowing Bush Chapel. So
Can I say that with your repair cafe, it's just a wonderful expression of the gospel without having to actually preach the gospel. It's just a wonderful expression.
Yeah. So and look, the conversations we have about faith.
Yes.
Because as I'm sitting there cooking the pizzas, occasionally people will sort of point over and say, "Well, there's the minister," and people will come over and have a great conversation with you while you're burning a pizza in an oven. So it's wonderful chance to have just a real honest conversation about Jesus in a setting. It's not, you don't need to.
And I can imagine how many people have had a brush with Christianity that don't want to have to do anything in it anymore or just kind of fell away, that in conversation with you, that might slip in.
Yeah. And look, if someone's having a hard time and you're talking about having a hard time, you can I pray with you about that?
Yes.
Very few people will say no to an offer of prayer.
Depending on the degree of desperation, but but yes, it's an open setting. It's friendly. It's over food, which is important, and they're open to suggestion. Amen.
Yeah.
So they open the door, kick it in. I absolutely agree. So well done. And see, that's the beauty of that little thing, that 3-hour window at the one day at the end of the month, and that's why I think every church should run it. I mean, seriously, it's just not about a service. It's a real service. I mean, honestly.
And a beautiful sense of community. We have some people that, I would probably say half of the people that come to our repair cafe don't come to actually get something fixed, but just come along to sit down at a table and have a chat with someone and just have an atmosphere where the world is around them. And, there's a playground for the kids up the top if they want to
impact your community first. Everything else is just a byproduct, but impact first, and that's a form of impact.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah,
well, beautiful.
Community itself is an impact,
yes.
and so I kind of feel pretty committed to the idea that the church has the corner of the market on authentic community. And I would define that as knowing and being known, loving and being loved, celebrating and being celebrated, serving and being served.
Yeah, and doing those things that different people might find exciting in different ways. The end of this month, after church on a Sunday, after our 10 o'clock service on the last Sunday of this month, we're going to have coffee, pizza and cars. And so we've got a few people in our congregation. There's a couple of people that have got, one person's got a hot rod, and a couple of people have got antique cars. And
there you go.
So we're just sort of saying, okay.
I'm bringing the BYD.
Yeah,
of course, because that's pretty swanky.
I'm bringing the BYD.
We're just setting those up and sort of saying, okay, we've got some cars for people to look at. We're going to strike up the pizza oven after church. Fantastic. And you can have a look at a couple of cars.
Yep.
A Leyland P76.
Oh, there you go. There you go. They're a precious vehicle. Yeah. Glorious vehicle.
Yes. I think one of those is turning up. You can.
Oh, that's sensational.
Put very a barrel of oil in the back. One of those.
It's very smart. Well, one culture collide into another. That's very smart. Car coach is huge. You'll get people to come and look at that.
Yeah. So we're just inviting people to sort of set up those cars to have a look. You may note by my confused look at cars, I'm not a car person.
Righto.
But I've got some people that are very
You know people who know people who are
I
into
do.
cars.
I do. My mechanic, he's built himself a hot rod.
Well, there you go. Is that where it's coming from?
Oh, that was actually where it initially started from. I was talking with Dave, and I thought,
you could bring your hot rod.
I could get him to bring his hot rod along, and then we thought, well, there's a couple of other people that restore. I've got a couple of blokes that have been restoring antiques for. I don't know. Have you ever seen people? They seem to spend their entire life restoring an antique car.
Yeah.
It's a project that goes forever. So a few of those are bringing those along.
Great.
And it's wonderful.
Great. Well, I mean, and quite frankly, there's not that many hot rods. I don't know anyone who owns a hot rod. You happen to know someone.
Yeah.
Hot rods are a rare thing.
No, I kind of grew up around it. The Hispanics love their old hot rods, Chevys, Impalas, and they do them well. The only thing where they kind of just add that urban culture in is they put all the hydraulics on it, we can just drop the thing on the ground.
I've seen that. But that's weird.
But they restore inside and out, not just the paint job, not just the hubs. The interior is immaculate.
Dave's is amazing. He's actually built the body of the car is timber. It's a timber car.
Oh wow!
It is awesome. He has done such an amazing job. The man's a mechanic. He knows what he's doing. And basically fixes up a lot of the hot rods on the coast, I think.
Yeah, well, that sounds extraordinary. You'll have to show me a photo when we go off air, and I'll have a look at this hot rod. It sounds pretty impressive.
See if I've got it. Yeah.
Yeah. And so another way in which connecting in with community, bringing an expression of community, the idea that the church has the corner on the market. I mean, there's expressions of community. We talk about community groups. We talk about communities. Club groups and so on, where people are looking to explore community, and there are genuinely opportunities to serve, to know and celebrate and so on. But really, as a follower of Jesus, I guess we bring that expression of community that I'm convinced our communities, the people in our societies are looking for.
Yeah, look. For me, I think Jesus should flow out of our life.
Yeah,
not we shouldn't have to spend our time thinking, how do I insert Jesus into this conversation? But Jesus should be just a part of who I am, and I can talk about Jesus as a part of who I am.
Yeah, because He's in you and you're in Him.
Yeah,
and that's a wonderful truth, a wonderful reality. And evidently a wonderful gospel work.
Yes.
You guys have been, I don't know, I know your church to be supportive of a fair bit of, missions work, and I might say global missions work. I know that you guys have got some leaders within your church that are connected with Impact Nations.
Yeah, we've got a few people that are very passionate about Impact Nations in the community.
And so that seems to take expression. I think I know a bunch of guys who've been on mission trips or And I know that that ministry of Impact Nations has been, invited into your space as well.
Yes.
Several occasions.
Well, they do some fantastic stuff, Impact Nations.
What is it that appeals to the heart of Terrigal Uniting Church in terms of the global mission space?
I think it's about sharing the love of Christ. Like it's a bit like the Repair Cafe in the sense that some of the great stuff that I see about Impact Nations is that it goes to places where, for example, where water is needed and they put water filters in, and as a part of doing the water filters, they're sharing the good news of Christ, or medical clinics, and as a part of that, they're sharing the good news of Christ.
Yep.
It's about doing and being and sharing all in one. It's not just about I'm going to come in and tell you about something, but I'm going to come in and share my experience of life and share my gift and share with you the gift that Christ is to me.
Yeah, love it. And again, that's something that Impact have got quite a significant lot of runs on the board with. When you can take fresh, potable drinking water into a village that is, disease ravaged because of water supply that's tainted, that changes a village.
Look, globally, I don't think Australia realises how fortunate, how blessed we are.
Yep.
We're in a wonderful position, and we have such a quality of life.
Amen.
And we're probably here at the bottom of the world, therefore we're not we're removed enough from some of the stuff that we just don't realise how
oblivious
lucky we are.
a bit.
We are.
Yeah.
Well, you don't see me rushing home, do you?
Yeah.
From the supposed land of milk and honey. You don't see me rushing home, do you?
No, yeah.
I say that often to my wife. I said, I don't think you guys realize how blessed and fortunate this part of the world is.
We are so privileged.
Yes.
Yeah, just put it together. Eben is quite happy to go home, just not to the US.
Yes.
His former home.
I mean, yeah.
Is what I think.
There are some things I do miss about my homeland, but not enough to compel me to come home. Yeah, and only Christ is going to do that at this stage. That's it. Other than that, I'm permanently planted right here.
Look, and we're privileged to have you.
Yes, some people got to deal with it.
Yeah.
All right, Michael W. Smith, The Call. We'll be back, folks.
Meanwhile, just stay tuned in to 94.9 on the FM dial. This is Rima Central Coast, where we are enjoying the New Expressions program. Did I mention that it is the highest rating Christian radio program on the New South Wales Central Coast? True. Between the hours of 10 and 11 on a Friday morning.
True.
I am privileged to be on the highest rating.
Also true.
Reverend Richard Harris from Terrigal Uniting Church just down the road with us today as the senior leader that we get to have a bit of fun and the company of as we explore all things kingdom down in Terrigal. A couple of thoughts. I've got a bunch of things running around in my head. The first one just popped into my brain right then, which is I know that one of your good friends is one of my good friends, Pastor Tony Ray out of Grace Community Church.
Yeah, he's a good man.
He's a good guy, isn't he? And you two seem to be able to get on pretty well. I noticed that we recently had the National Day of Prayer, which we co-opt here on the coast as One Church Central Coast, Pray, and Terrigal are a regular, space of where that is one of the live sites where we host prayer. And it seems like you and Pastor Tony or Grace Community and Terrigal Uniting buddy up and
yeah, we do it together. Yeah, because it's I think it's good for us to do that in a unified way. And Tony's fantastic, so he sort of leads that along with me in that. Well, he probably takes the key lead, and I'm his support act. Yeah.
Well, he's definitely an easy guy to have a friendship with and to pray with and to know and to walk with.
Yeah.
Years and years. You guys meet at the Terrigal Ministers table type thing?
Yeah,
as well?
we meet once a month to sit together. So our Catholic brothers and sisters, SDAs, us, there's a collection of churches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And been doing it for a very long time, and way before I've been on the coast.
Way before I was on the coast.
Yeah. I think that's great. I think that longevity of relationship together and hearing each other's hearts over a coffee or whatever format that is.
Well, I think Tony was saying that he's been in ministry on the coast for over 30 years.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
You know,
he's extraordinary. And he's in good company because we keep finding, there's about I wouldn't say a dozen, but there's maybe 6 or 8 senior pastor leaders that have been in the church, their location, ministering, building the kingdom for that kind of time frame. It's extraordinary. It's wonderful.
No, look, I actually think that is a real gift for his community because there's that sense of stability, and
it's a gift for the region too.
Yes.
You know, like when you've been around for a while and you're settled in what God is doing, and you know how to walk with Him and navigate the speed humps that invariably come along, and you know, consistently demonstrate and manifest the love of Christ to the broader body of Christ as well, because Tony's done that quite spectacularly.
Yeah. I saw a study in about the year 2000 that it came out of the US, and it was some ministers in the Baptist tradition over there basically saying you can actually see when you are really starting to hit, when a ministry is really starting to flourish is when you are starting to baptize children from families that you have baptized.
Yeah,
like, you know, sort of.
Yes,
I baptized them, and now I'm baptizing their kids.
Yeah,
you know, that was when they thought that they were really starting to hit their straps.
A bit of an indicator that generationally,
I've got another 10, 15 years before I'll be able to achieve that goal.
well, there you go.
I'll have to throw Ricky Broom in there too, because he was here in the station from day dot 20 plus years ago.
Yeah,
have to throw him in there as well too.
That is an incredible ministry.
Yeah, it is. And, you know, he carries a lot here, and he'll be here long after a lot of us have gone. So,
yeah.
so just saying. Got to throw him in there. So, props to you, boss.
Yeah. Here. And wonderful story that Rima is as well. So, Reverend Richard, we were talking about off air, there's a couple of things that are brewing at Terrigal Uniting Church at the moment. You guys have just kicked into a new series at church.
Yeah, so we're doing
That's interesting.
So, look, I follow a lectionary, which is a preaching series. Yeah. It's a 4-year cycle.
Yep.
But one of the things with the lectionary cycle that I have, which is called the narrative lectionary, is that it gives you 3 months in the middle of the year that they don't have set readings, and so choose your own adventure time.
Right.
I know many of our pastors out there choose their own adventure the whole time. But
yeah.
I need some instructions in my life. So this choose your own adventure time. One of the things we're just going into, we've just done a 5-week series on gifts of the Spirit.
Yeah, wow.
And now we're going into a 5 or 6 week series on big questions. And so I invited the congregation over a month or so to write down, if anyone wanted to write down a big question that they had that they wanted me to explore in a sermon.
Yeah, right.
Put it in a box, and then we sort of pulled that out and tried to condense it into 5 weeks. I'm not going to be able to,
but you
do your best.
Do your best.
Yeah. So last week I was one of my 8-year-olds asked the question, did God really make the world? It was a great conversation to sort of look at that and all that kind of stuff. And then this week, someone's asked about, does God really have a sense of humour? And
we were talking about the platypus earlier.
I know.
Come on.
And so for me, I'm going to be going into a whole conversation this week about, how do I understand God's emotions?
Yeah.
And how human is God's emotions, and how much do we reflect God? Because I think sometimes we drag God down to us more than us lift up to the divine.
Yeah.
You know, So that's a conversation.
So I'm, in the prayer rooms on a Tuesday night up in Wyong, and there's a regional prayer space where a lot of people come and pray together in different streams and traditions. But one of my good friends, Mark, who often will cite the scriptures, and he sits in the heavens and laughs. Right? And it's like, it's some of the drama that goes on in our world, or some of the stuff we get ourselves into, and whatever. And his response is just to have a good old laugh. Anyway, it's like that. It's just like that. Okay, that's really intriguing. So, and what also is intriguing is the 8-year-old gets to ask the question.
Yeah.
I think that's great.
Yeah, it's lovely that everyone put that question up.
I really just regard that. I think, if we want, oftentimes church seems to be the domain of the grown-ups, right?
Yeah. Well, for me, like, one of the things that I wanted to do, even though the question was almost a binary question of yes or no, you can easily stand up there and go, there's your question, Davron. Yes, God made the world. Now let's move on.
But
the reality is, I wanted to give that an entire sermon because he had asked it.
Yeah. It was coming from somewhere.
Yeah.
And it's an opportunity of conversation.
And the reality is, for a child at that age, asking that kind of question, that is formational. Am I going to follow Jesus? Yeah. Am I going to believe in this stuff?
Yeah.
Is this real or is this a story?
Yeah.
It's important that we honour that and say, this is a really big question for you.
Yeah, beautiful. I love it. Oh, I'm thrilled to hear that. And so one of the other things that I know that's just coming out now at Terrigal Uniting is that you've got a podcast going that sounds to me like an opportunity for even more conversation.
Yeah, so what I'm doing is I'm just playing with the what I'm preached about on Sunday. I get someone to talk to me. We have about a 40-minute conversation. And it's really it's to extend the sermon into a conversation and to explore. So for this week, it will be, how do we understand God with God's emotions and God being divine? And so it'll be a conversation for, so we will put that out after the sermon so that we can continue that learning.
Yeah, and I guess, because you are kind of restricted somewhat in terms of time or whatever in a formal church setting type scenario, and then the opportunity to revisit, well, actually, when I was researching or when I was praying or when I read in the scriptures this or that, you can,
And dialogue means that you bounce off each other, like today.
Yeah.
If it was just you sitting at the microphone, it'd be very different to the three of us having this conversation because it's a different thing, isn't it?
It's like when I'm in the boss's office.
Yeah, yes. You sit quietly and listen.
Yes.
Yeah.
Didn't hear a thing you said. You just be
that monologue is your best hour of your week, isn't it?
Oh, we got 90 seconds. We got 1 minute left. So how are we going to end this one here?
Sorry, I've just got too many images of you in the boss's office. But anyway, glory to God.
Same here.
We were talking about the opportunity to explore the message after the event. So people have sat in church, have heard you preach a message, and then there's a dynamic around discussion or conversation that's packaged up. How do you people find that?
Well, I'm getting a few people, I get probably about only 25 or so listeners to it regularly, but that means I've got a Bible study of 25 people.
Yes.
That for me as a minister,
great.
if I can do a Bible study with 25 people, that's a win.
It's great. It's great.
Yeah.
I love it. And so now, Terrigal Uniting Church is based on Terrigal Drive.
Yep.
At what address?
I think it's 380 Terrigal Drive, just up from Duffy's Roundabout.
Yeah, everyone knows that. And so that's where you are. You've got a couple of meetings that happen.
Yeah, we have an 8 o'clock, which is our more traditional service, and then 10 o'clock, which is our sort of family kind of gig, and then a smaller evening congregation which is a smallish group. We even do open question time at the end of a sermon there.
There you go. And the podcast, how do you find that?
Yes.
Just any podcast platform, TUC Talks.
TUC, as in Terrigal Uniting Church.
Talks.
TUC Talks.
I'd like to try and think of another name, but at the moment I haven't come up with one. So TUC Talks is it.
Tea Talks, Tea Time.
Tuck Talks.
Terminator.
Tuck Talks.
T1000.
Yeah.
I'm bringing all the Terminator terms. The model of the never mind. A lot of people out there going, don't they watch movies sometimes? No, anyway, we're good.
As long as you watch the football tomorrow morning, we're good.
I'm going to hear it because I'm sure I'm going to hear my boy yelling from across the hall. So no doubt. So I'm pretty sure I'll be up early tomorrow.
Yes.
No need to set an alarm. So.
Get up and enjoy it.
Go Aussies. Hang on, but from memory, the U.S. is still in it, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, they're
in favored to win it, is it? Yeah.
Not it.
Yeah, I think so, yes.
There's no chance.
Okay.
I can tell you now.
Okay, allow me to mute these two. The U.S. is going to win it, and that's just the way it is. We'll see you next week, folks.
You've been listening to an Encore presentation of New Expressions, which can be heard live every Friday morning at 10 a.m. on 94.9 Rima Central Coast.